I'm Cindy Troop. I am the research manager at the Center for Information Therapy, also known as the IX Center. My message, my healthcare message for the new administration is that I think that consumers need to actually have a real sense of ownership over their personal health data. I hear a lot of talk about privacy issues, and we can spend the next 8 years talking about figuring out the details of how we are going to handle privacy issues. As we should, that's going to be an ongoing issue. But I think that one of the underlying issues that we haven't really talked about is the fact that patients and consumers and people like me and everyone else, we don't have any ownership over our personal health data, and we don't feel comfortable sharing it until we've actually seen it. I make a living. My career is managing data and information, yet I have never actually seen my personal health data. I love my personal health record. I have a nice little portal to see what's going on. I get a glimpse into data that I've never seen before. I should, at this point, I should have transferred 2 years ago, or maybe about a year ago, data from my old health system to my new health system, but I don't feel comfortable doing that. I think that I would benefit in the long run if all my health data was in one place, but what it comes down to is that I don't feel comfortable transferring information that I haven't seen before. Like, for example, if you were to take all of my health data from all my previous employers, or from all my previous health plans and doctors, you would see that I had a ganglion cyst removed from my wrist when I was 12. Cool, fine, whatever. I don't mind sharing that kind of information. I also had breast reduction about 4 years ago. Do I want to share that information? Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's really relevant, but I might be willing to share it with certain people under certain circumstances. Do I want to share the fact that I had a pretty bad yeast infection when I was pregnant with my son 12 years ago? Not really. So what I'm trying to do here is illustrate the different levels of sensitivity of data, and even more sensitive than whether or not I've had a yeast infection in the last 10 years or whatever is people's mental health data. Is that being transferred over? Are the notes being transferred over? If I was in therapy a couple years ago because I was wanting to improve myself, I was pursuing what they call self-actualization. Great. Was I in therapy because I was having a crisis at work, or I was having a crisis with parenting? That's not really your business. That's not anyone's business. Basically, to make a long story short, I think that we need to have a national healthcare system, or at least a national HIT system that documents everyone's personal health data in a way that it belongs to them. And you can see it, you can control who has access to it and who doesn't. Whether that's a private system, semi-private, public system, I really don't even care at this point. I just think that there needs to be a single system or a single data standard so that we can all store our personal health data, have it go between the many, many systems that exist right now. We're not going to be changing that in the near future, so we need to have some kind of data standards so that the data can be transferred. So last but not least, patients need to approve of the data standards. Patients should be involved in the development of data standards. Right now, patients are kind of minimally, tangentially involved in a lot of these kind of research projects, legislation, whatever's going on. We need to be more involved in the entire process.